Good day, everyone. Happy New Week to everyone. I think about right now, there's an AMA going on. AMA means asking me anything. I think there's a meeting right now on Telegram, and the link is sent. Though I sent the link to the comment section. We'll be starting the presentation soon. But before that, I'll check if there are any questions there, or someone already asked questions, so we can review it as we go on with the presentation. A minute. Okay, I think it's already started. Okay, it's already started, but I don't think any questions has been asked. Okay. Questions hasn't been asked yet. So, before the questions are asked, I will open the presentation. So, to give us a review of it again. This project is called the Bennett coin. It's a new cryptocurrency that has been introduced into the blockchain, the virtual space. Okay, I think it's okay like this. Okay, let's go. Okay, I hope it's same. Let me check with another device. So. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, now the name of this place is called the Bennett. So I read and explain. Okay, now we're going to talk firstly about the history, how it came about, what inspired the project. Okay, during the reign of Constantine the Great, the Roman Empire was in a deep economic crisis, and Constantine the Great solved the problem of the economic crisis by carrying out a set of measures to reform the monetary system of the Roman Empire, and introducing a new currency called the solid. And according to this place, there was a problem. What's this problem? It's economic crisis. If it's a different situation, no money is money is not a solution to every problem. But speaking about the financial aspect of what happened in Rome at that time, it was an economic crisis. So basically, it has to relate to money. And Constantine was the ruler at that time, so he needed to solve this problem. But how would he have been able to solve it? So he introduced a new monetary system, which is the introduction of a new currency. And the currency was called the solid. And okay, we'll see what's the purpose of the solid. The essence of the solid was related to its high quality and constant unchangeable weight, which made it possible to exchange these coins for any other, as well as non-ferrous metals, primarily gold. In today's understanding, solid acted as a kind of gold standard. So what it simply means, solid at that time was constant. It was something that they knew that whatever information about this particular currency remains like that. You don't go and come back and you discover that something has changed. It has been a constant means of transaction. They were able to trust in this new form of currency because they knew because of the ability this coin had. Over here, I think the fifth paragraph says the name solid comes from the Latin word solidus, which means solid, durable, and massive. So basically, it was solid, like all metals are solid. When I mean solid, like strong, and durable and massive, like durable means having good quality, and massive means big, very large, or something. And that was the strength of the solid. And this was the result of the fact that the solid was the main monetary unit of Rome and later of Byzantium for 700 years. So because of these factors, Rome and Byzantium, sorry, they are the same places. Rome adapted this form, and it became the means of the new means of monetary system for I think about 700 years in Byzantium. And due to the high standard which remained almost unchanged until the fall of Constantinople, solid had a significant impact on the minting of gold coins in neighboring countries. So other countries also adopted this new monetary system, adapted it to their own forms of monetary system. Now briefly about cryptocurrencies. Today, although gold has a certain value, but from the point of view of modern economic theory, it is only an additional tool that ensures the stability of the economy. The reform of Constantine the Great are a kind of prototype for the creation of modern cryptocurrency. So basically, the cryptocurrency is like it has a resemblance with the solid that was during the time of Constantine, because it has the ability to keep its price, and it also has the ability to maintain its quality. At the World Economic Forum in 2016, the complete displacement of paper money by cryptocurrencies was predicted. Many researchers note that this process is in some way irreversible. Okay, what this is saying is that they say that according to the World Economic Forum in 2016, they made a prediction that paper money, which we all use in many parts of the world right now, paper money is going to be displaced sooner or later, because paper money has many disadvantages. Although it has advantages, and it also solves a lot of economic problems or crises, but that doesn't mean like something can solve a problem, but if it's not effective as another method, you will have to choose the next method. So that's basically how the thing works, and it's self-explanatory. So there's been sometimes that paper money has many disadvantages compared to the cryptocurrency space. And over here it says many researchers note that this process is in some way irreversible. Cryptocurrency is strong because it does not depend much on the global economy. So the paper money that everyone uses depends on the global economy. So if the government decides to do something about the paper money, everyone is affected. But the moment it's easier using a cryptocurrency means so, especially something like that, using a cryptocurrency, no government has to say over it, because the cryptocurrency belongs to no one, it belongs to everyone. So that's how it is. Cryptocurrency here says cryptocurrency cannot be stolen, valued, or denominated by a state equivalent. So a state cannot affect how it changes and how it moves. A modern cryptocurrency is in some way a solid that meets modern economic requirements. In addition to currency expressed in paper documentary form, this ordinary modern money for that in addition to the currency expressed in paper documentary form, there are also cryptocurrencies, that is ordinary modern money. Okay, continue. The modern world is faced with an unprecedented level of unpredictability crisis related to coronavirus issues, which continues to this day. Okay, it's saying the world we're living currently, we notice that there are a lot of unpredictable crises happening. Like sometimes even if there's an approximate date for a particular, let me say, what's coming now, like storms. It's a custom is a very common thing all over the world. So let's say there's an approximate date and time for storms. Sometimes it might not be accurate. So if humans also have problems making predictions for the weather, so how are we going to predict economic crisis in the future? So that's basically impossible for you. And it says over here that the world is faced with unprecedented level of unpredictability crisis. The world faces, from the beginning of the world, it has always been facing something that has never been expected. And second paragraph says the pandemic may end, but the world community must inevitably solve the problems associated with the restoration of global financial system. So even after this, the world has to solve the problem. So how can we solve the problem? the future of cryptocurrencies. One of the solutions to such problems is the development of the cryptocurrency market, and the widespread introduction of the ability to pay with it in a variety of countries, both in cash or through some money. States cannot but take such a step, otherwise they will become disconnected from the world economy. So basically, it's explained that with the introduction of cryptocurrency, many countries will have to adapt to it, because if they do not adapt to it, they'll be automatically disconnected. Like, they won't be having that rapport they were having with each other as country personnel. This time they'll be disconnected, and you begin to see one country outdated in many forms. Like, you see the economy not balanced, education is begin to affect educational system, the system, agricultural system, business sector, and just because of the fact that the economy is not balanced. So to affect such risk, countries will have to adapt, and in order to not be disconnected, they have to adapt to the cryptocurrency space. Okay. If we analyze this truth solid, we can say that this coin has long been the main one, not only in Europe, but also in Asia, and its importance in many ways determined the development of financial systems, not only in Rome, but also in other countries. So even after solid was introduced in Rome at that time, or Byzantium, other European and Asian countries have copied it, because as I was saying, but they're not disconnected. But then the part of the world succeeding in a new monetary system, other countries will adapt to it. It's basically how it has been moving. And paragraph 4 says the main idea in this case is to increase reinforcement and confidence in a particular currency. Okay, and 5, it is the cryptocurrency that acts as an innovative tool that cannot only stop inflation, but also provide an unprecedented increase in cost. So over here, we will understand this in future. As we continue reading, cryptocurrency that acts as an innovative tool that cannot only stop inflation. So basically, one of the importance of cryptocurrency is to stop inflation. Inflation is rising price of commodity, and the price becomes scarce, and the product becomes scarce. Like, you begin to discover that this commodity is high in price, but the product itself is scarce. So things like that happen. Like, often the price of low things becomes very expensive to purchase. So basically, what inflation means. Okay, let me check if there are questions yet. Not yet. Okay. The modern financial system is a model of relationship based on trust, and the history of the modern fiat money began in 1347 in Florence. It was the year of the outbreak of the Black Plague, and this was the beginning of the economic crisis, together of which began to reform the monetary system and create a new type of money, which is the fiat money, from Latin word proclamation and permission. So, also in 1347, there was an outbreak called the Black Plague, and after that, there was an aftermath. There was an economic crisis, economic imbalance. They had to solve the problem again, even as the leaders of the country. They had to solve the problem. So they introduced a new monetary system, which is called the fiat money. And fiat money is basically the government of the state, like these people. The government of the state having the ability to say or give permission according to the permission or permission. How much money is printed, so they can say, I want this amount of paper money to be printed. It shouldn't exceed, it shouldn't be lower. And they definitely work with information. People they work with information like population, they work with information like resources, whatever their resources is. They work with people in information like their profit they make, because it's basically a business. We see that over here. It was during the years of the terrible epidemic that society agreed with the recognition of the status of paper money as a means of payment. So during that epidemic time afterwards, the society agreed with this means of payment, which is the paper money, which everyone knows right now. And the production of paper claims have turned into a business of scenario. So now it's a business called seigniorage. All over the world it's happening, and it's working as well. Okay. I think there was a question. You can actually join the right now. Can I ask you a question? I think now message is restricted for some reason. I don't know why it's restricted. It was not restricted some minutes ago, but now it's restricted. Okay, it's when it's open, maybe the answers, the questions are answered. I can read and explain the answers if need be, and if I can. Seigniorage. Seigniorage is the income received by the issuer of money on the right of ownership. The seigniorage business consisted of monetary claims from the customs materials, where as payment for the work performed, the seigneur kept part of the materials for himself. As centuries later, the spiral of history is making a new turn, and once again, the world is facing an epidemic that has cost a global crisis of confidence in the established institutions of power and financial institutions over the centuries. Now, what does this topic mean, Bennett? I think so. The answer. Okay, continuation. When it comes, we're talking about is Bennett now. When it comes to economics, it's necessary to turn to the experience of our ancestors without repeating their mistakes and taking as a basis the best of our predecessors had. It's for this reason that we want to remember the legacy of Constantine the Great and present the Bennett project. And the Bennett, abbreviated for the word benediction, is a project to revive in various respects the equivalent of a gold standard, which has become a prototype of modern reserve currencies used worldwide as a benchmark for the fire. So Bennett, as the word goes, it says benediction is you as the user are benefiting from it. Basically, everyone as the user gets their own part of the benefits, depending on the individual. Bennett is a peer-to-peer network with its own blockchain, and blockchain is used to store data and the format of which allows it to securely store recorded information about any events created in a cryptographic application. And it says here Bennett has his own blockchain, so that's one point out. And now, Bennett is a decentralized cryptocurrency with its own environmentally friendly mining method for each owner. And the consensus of the decentralized network and the integrity of the blockchain are achieved thanks to advanced development. Okay, now a little bit about the blockchain. As with other cryptocurrencies, the Bennett database is built and stored in a linked series of blocks known as the blockchain. And the advanced algorithm, proof-of-timestake, and impeccable implementation of the age of the coin concept is resistant to all possible attacks on the blockchain in order to falsify and generate new coins. In the proof-of-timestake model used by Bennett, network security is regulated by nodes that are a share of coins in the network. So, in this proof-of-timestake model, this method, network security is regulated by nodes by every phone. I use phone in this situation because phones have many common for they're PC versions of mining applications or Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. But speaking of Bennett, like what I use is a telephone, an Android phone, and many people have seen using the Android phone also for the dropping of Bennett. So let's say for example the phone is what you're using. So the fact that your phone has Bennett and let's say there's another phone, the fact that they're all together, you'll be able to they'll be resistant to any possible attack on blockchain. And the way it says in the proof-of-timestake model used by Bennett, network security is regulated by nodes that have a share of coins in the network. So every phone that's meaning Bennett that has a share of Bennett coins in the Bennett network or blockchain space, that all the devices together they are controlling the network, network security of Bennett at the same time. Because their population becomes more decentralized, more people are added, the more it becomes decentralized. And the Bennett network has remained decentralized since its inception. And as the number of users grows, it becomes more and more decentralized. And Bennett uses an eco-friendly mining system in which each coin is a virtual mining farm with a differentiated generation rate depending on whether the account provides generation of new blocks in the blockchain or not. Second one says Bennett network nodes do not issue coin as a result of creating blocks, but only determine the rate of generation of new coins for accounts involved in maintaining the operation of the decentralized network, for which they receive commissions for a transaction. If transactions, the transactions recorded in the blocks they created, and already explained all this. Okay, Benin network node is a node that contributes a transaction or data to the network. Any device with Benin software is treated as a node. So if I'm running Benin on my phone or my PC or my watch network or my tablet, they're all nodes. And we also see that these nodes can control this network security because they're connected over the blockchain and virtually, not visually but virtually, like on the cloud or something. And this place, page 10 says, very eco-friendly mining of Benin is performed in two states, soft mining and hard mining. So there are two basic methods of mining in the eco-friendly part of Benin. First one, we have the soft mining, and this soft mining is a software method for generating coins using coins with account balance available to each coin, although using the privacy key. So because of your ability to have privacy key, your wallet is working and you can actually get coins and they actually emanate at a decent rate. That's basically soft mining. Now the hard mining is a software and hardware method of mining coins using specialized equipment that stores an up-to-date copy of the blockchain and is synchronized with the general network to participate in the generation of new blocks. So this hard mining is synchronized with it's working with the first and the second type of mining. You see that is soft and the hard mining. The soft mining was explained like percentage counting. Now the hard mining is basically like let me give this word a machine set apart for mining of this particular coin, and this machine is always updated with the updated with the copy of the blockchain. So that's basically the explanation. And Benin eco-friendly mining is a perfect intent-protected tool for promotion and popularization, allowing you to establish links with blockchain fixation according to the principle of multi-level marketing. It was created on the basis of time-tested technologies and businesses, developing on the basis of network structures and other courses. The main advantage of Benin eco-friendly mining is a reliable protection against interference in the mining mechanism and its absolute transparency. All users can track the number of coins mined in real time. Okay, before we go here, I'll check the summit section to see if we have questions. A minute. We'll be talking about the Benin Dash. Let me resize the camera. I think it's about okay, isn't it? Sound is checked. Okay, now I was putting the Benny Dash, the part of the Benny Dash. Before I go in, I usually display this part like for all your Bitcoin transaction, cryptocurrency transaction. You must have noticed that for every transaction, there's always a part of the application you use. Let's say Binance or let's say Trust Wallet. Let's say Trust Wallet. There's always a part of this that keeps your information. Or let's say metaphor trader for the forex traders. There's always a part that keeps your trade history. The part of the blockchain that does not that exact function is called the hash function. Here's the spelling. Hash over here. It's called the hash function, and this is the part of the blockchain that keeps information. So now we explain now. Read and explain. We understand the importance. I'm reading now. We understand the importance of decentralized database, which are usually called blockchain. Now we had an idea. Okay, we had an idea. We tried to combine the reliability and security of the classic cryptocurrency, as well as the advantages of hash functions, the use of which is in demand in various spheres of human life, for which we created the Benny Dash crypto application. So Benny is going to cryptocurrency is literally the first one to implement the hash function like a real part, not just a sub part that people don't know, but it's a real part. So what does this function actually do in Benny Dash? And remember that it mainly keeps information. That's the basic ability of the hash function for bookkeeping. Okay, now Benny Dash is a decentralized platform for storing important or interesting events taking place in people's lives, and Benny Dash is a native application that allows you to send any event, incident staged with accurate time recording and hashtag of events. All events are stored in a cryptographically protected blockchain database and remain running in a peer-to-peer network in Java environment. So basically, we know that blockchain is really safe, especially in terms of information. So Benny Dash is keeping the ability for you to keep informations of events, situations, things that happen, historical events, because whatever we're doing now, I feel in years from now to be historical. So historical events, keeping them on the Benny Dash, and you're also using time recording, accurate time recording, and also hashtag functions. This hashtag function I already explained before. Like when you buy a book and there's always one of the few beginning pages, you see this what's called the content. The content is like the hash functions. Like let's say you want to post a picture, and this picture is about let's say you're a mechanic, or you specialize in repairing cars, and you have an Instagram page, for instance, and you're advertising your job, and you send a picture or you post a picture about your repairing, like, let's say a sports car, for instance, and what's the kind of hashtag you put? You put something like an hashtag. Let's say the name of the car is maybe Porsche, you say the Ferrari. After that, you can also put another hashtag. You can say how much horsepower the car contains. Let's say, like I don't know, I don't really specialize in talking about the horsepower, but it's like 10 horsepower, 10 horsepower, and you put a hashtag 10 horsepower. Also, you're talking about the tire size or the wheel size, how many people has bought it, things like that. Just giving you breakdown of what you can be able to see from this project. So basically, I'm keeping a picture now on Benny Dash, for instance, a picture about graduation, and let's suppose you have the picture of the person, the one during the graduation, like the graduate. It keeps this information. You can put hashtag the name, for instance, Daniel, hashtag Daniel. Also put hashtag maybe the name of the university, hashtag of the name of his friends, especially the one he took pictures with, and that's basically what the hashtag means. And you can, in future, you can use just the hashtag alone to withdraw information. So basically, you can just maybe in the place where you can search this hashtag Daniel, and all information about Daniel will load. So basically, in future with the Benny Dash function, you can be able to search information with your hashtag, because the hashtag is one easy way for you to know. Because if you saw a picture with on the 15th of September 2022, Danny had a graduation ceremony in in this particular hall, and that's the title of the picture, for instance. And a few years from that time, you want to search for the picture, you remember the exact words you use? Possibly not. So you have to use hash functions. It's something you definitely remember, because you definitely remember the meaning of the one in the picture. So that's what an hashtag actually can do. You can read from the second one again. Benet Dash is a native application that allows you to send an event, incident state with accurate time encoding and hashtag of the event. Or all events are stored in the cryptographically protected blockchain database running in the peer-to-peer network and Java environment. Okay, Bennett coins are used as files to upload Bennett hash files to the blockchain, and we have implemented an environmentally friendly mining way of mining coins and burning coins efficiently. And to upload files, the user burns coins in the proportion of 10 Bennett coins for 1 KB of information recorded in a block limited to 2 MB. I will explain this. So the way spaces are divided in this Bennett hash, definitely they will be updated for many different reasons. But for a start, the way it is, like, there's always situation of how you can put things. So there's a box first, and this box are separate to contain a maximum of 2 MB of information. I explain what is it. 2 MB, like you must have seen on this your phones, like your space where you keep things. I tell you that you smash the KB, the kilobytes and kilobytes, followed by the MB, which is a megabyte, followed by the GB, which is a gigabyte, and the TB, and the TB, which is a terabyte. And most times you see that in phones or advanced laptops, modern laptops. We use modern laptops. I mean, extra ones, like you see 2 terabytes of space of storage in the PC. So those are really advanced ones, and it can be expensive to get them. Okay. So what he's saying is that there's this box that can contain a maximum of 2 MB, and to buy space, the unit is 10 MB. 10 Bennett coins is equivalent to 1 KB. And I explained that 1 KB, sorry, 10. What's the equivalent of KB to MB? I think 1000 KB is equivalent to 1 MB. So 1 MB is 1000 KB. So if you want to buy 4 KB, for you to put an information of a picture, and there's this bulk you want to keep a picture in it. So and the picture is about 4 KB of space. So you just have to say 10 Bennett coins times 1 KB, which will be 40 Bennett coins. So you use 40 Bennett coins to buy 4 KB of space, because 10 Bennett coins is equal to 1 KB. So you use 10 Bennett and 40 Bennett coins to buy 40 KB, and you put your picture on the box, and basically you're already using from the space. So that's what I mean by Bennett coins are free to upload Bennett Dash files to the blockchain. So it's a means for you to be able to do it. Now, blockchain solution. Bennett Dash. The Bennett Dash is the world's first public blockchain specific, the use of which is required in many areas of the real economy. Over here it says scope of application, and already in 2024, we will release an application for free access, which we'll be able to use for notaries for duplicating register of the signatures of participants. I explained this like the Africans, we write the JAM and the WAEC exam, so you want to get your passports, there are some things you have to do all over the world. This happens, getting passport, you have to do this. You have to put your information, your signature on the PC or the system. And usually, that's usually the way you can put it. It's a machine, and you write and it shows on the PC or the desktop or computer. And what this is specifically saying is that it will be possible in future for the Bennett Dash platform to be able to keep information like signatures of participants and registration. And the information will ever be kept there. Like, you won't, even if you misplaced your physical document, you can always go back there and print it out, because it's always in the blockchain and it can never get lost. over there. And also another one way of implementing this of using this universe platform is Arab administration for photographing. Means for photographing accidents with instead of uploading of incident photos to the blockchain. Right then, IRA administration for photographing accidents with instant uploading of incident photos to the blockchain. Accident doesn't necessarily mean cars colliding with each other or someone actually colliding with each other on the road. Accident is simply an unexpected event that goes on wherever. So this was specifically talking about the road and they say road accident. So basically, it's anything that happens on the road, any situation on the road, traffic, breaking of traffic laws, or someone breaking, basically just over speeding, different things that goes on the road. So basically, all this information kept and sent to the blockchain. And also uses lawyers for signing a contract with the possibility of publicly requesting data for the payment blockchain. This is also a means of storing information, transactions, law-related information in general. And actually slides pictures like you can keep relationship information, personal information, I just use out now. Vehicles, information about vehicles or automobiles or razors, and information razors, people that raise information about the road, information about files and pictures. In the scope of application for the sub part of it, in the near future we have planned the release of two apps for the Bennett from the Bennett series. It's the sixth that the Bennett that seeks to protect against unfounded accusations of harassment, and also the Bennett that seeks for those who want to set a speed record. As part of this first one, the sixth Bennett simply is like we must have heard of the news or platforms where we get information to the news from, that people go through allegations. Sometimes we do not know if they're true or they're false, but we know that they're actually going on a true allegation. Someone has already attested that they were probably assaults that assaulted them some time ago, or they are basically usually towards the men, and let's say they're basically harassers. They harass women, and sometimes it can be true, and sometimes they are definitely not, and which is how life can be. Sometimes something's true, sometimes something's not true. So sometimes we need to get proof of this. So if there's a means like Bennett 6 for a person that there's a relationship between two individuals and they have agreed that they're in a relationship, so they put their information that you're actually in a relationship, they put it on this application. Whenever a thing like this goes up or someone tries to do an allegation and it's not on this platform, it's not recorded, it's a simple means that this is definitely false, because whatever they did, the information is kept on Bennett 6 platform and it's kept them alone. That's the reason they even keep it, because it's a trusted place where you can keep the information. No one actually been able to access it. They said they want to keep it, and they can't even change the information, because the fact you can change it means it's not justified and sincere. Whenever you're talking about auto Bennett, MC speed razors or razors, it's they're keeping the amount of metals they covered in particular time. So basically, all forms of information you want to keep it. Okay, but the most important application, this is talking about the word chronicles now. The most important application of our technology is something that is not very close to the market. The word chronicle of event. This is a chronicle written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the globe. After all, the most important thing is memory. Past, and the past is the beginning of the whole present. The future is impossible without the past. With our application, you will have the opportunity to record events important to your family, to the data warehouse, be it photos, videos, or events, or documents at will. Thus, in 100 or 200 years, your descendants, or future children, probably when you're already dead, told you, will easily be able to learn everything about you, see what you wear, and therefore remember you always, in fact, give you immortality. Okay, I just said something. I said that all days Yeah, when I mean old age, I mean old age either speaking about the ancestors. Definitely they are old, but I don't mean it's that extremely old age. I mean they are older than you, so you want to go to the past and you need to check about the information about the past. That's why I use the word old age because it's an old information and you want to bring it back. Okay, over here says after all, when a person is remembered as immortal, and this is the beauty of the blockchain, the events will not disappear anyway because they are stored on a million devices around the world. This way, you definitely leave your mark on the world chronicle with the help of Benedash, the past, present, and future of you and your family has existed, exists, and we always exist. Now to get the coins to download events. Okay, how to get the coins to download events? You can get it on this bot, Bennett Bennett1 underscore bot. At Bennett1 underscore bot, you can get it on Telegram, you can get the coins there, they will give you directions on how to get the application. Scan some QR codes and you can get it. This is what the interface should be for 100 users. Although it's almost just like high-risk, but technically, bro, it will be very similar. There won't be any weird things you won't understand. Also, you can get some Google Play Store or any other market using your Android device. Okay, yeah, so it's over here. To mine new coins, it is enough to create your own passphrase and receive an incoming transaction from an existing account. So, after you make your account, you have to receive coins from an existing account, or you can get through it later. To increase the mining speed, you need to activate one or more accounts with the fixed transaction and then accumulate balance of 10 generations of affiliated accounts, which will affect the multiplier coefficient, the base form of mining speed. Now, eco-friendly mining method allows you to minimize the cost of electricity and issue no coins on the account. The maximum number of coins that can be mined in one section does not exceed 10,000 Benin, and upon reaching all 100,000 Benin data accounts, stops mining until its balance decreases. Okay, this was saying in the beginning, the reason it decreases because of inflation, to avoid inflation. Okay, I said it at the top. You can actually reverse the project and what inflation is. Simply rise commodities and or price of commodities and commodity reducing. Like a product, the price of the product increases, but the product is becoming scarce and you don't find it anywhere. You don't find it in many stores, but it's increasing. I'm just in basic form for explanation right now. Okay. The Bennett cryptocurrency Bennett cryptocurrency implements the function of increasing the base rate of coin mining for miners who support the performance of the peer-to-peer network. And for wallets whose balances are used to confirm transactions made on the network, the base rate of coin mining is 1% per day. Regardless of the balance, such mining parameters may be applied and valid for 30 days. Sorry, for 30,000 blocks from the moment of generation of a valid block accepted by the network. At the same time, mining acceleration coefficient from the wallets affiliated with them are also applied to such wallets. Now, the table is already saying if you have one, if you have less than one Bennett coin in your wallet, the wallet will be mining at 1% rate. That's it can be slow, but it's the first one. So if you have from 1 Bennett coins to 10 Bennett coins, you'll be mining at 0.25% rate. And if you have 10,000 Bennett coins to 100,000 Bennett coins, you'll be mining at 0.5 rate. And let's say you have affiliated wallets. I told you affiliated wallets too. Having one wallet, you need a second wallet. Yes, you can make you can make multiple wallets in your Bennett application. It's part of the features which are in the application. So you have one wallet, you made another wallet, you sent part of the coin from the first wallet to the second wallet, you made a third wallet, you sent from part of the second wallet to your third wallet. And you did that 10 times. Like the 10th wallet, you made a 10th wallet a minute. Okay, sorry for the breaking there. I had to assign something very fast. Okay, I was explaining that you made this particular step 10 times, and the 10th wallet you sent from the 9th wallet to the 10th wallet. That's basically affiliated wallets. And if you have an amount altogether, then 100,000 Bennett to a million Bennett will be 9 knots, acceleration coefficient of 1.2. And if you have 1.2. If you have a million Bennett to 10 million Bennett, will be 9 at 1.5, acceleration coefficient. If you have 100 million Bennett to 10 million Bennett to 100 million Bennett, will be 9 at 1.8. And if you have 100 million over 100 million and upward, 9 at 2%. 2 acceleration rate actually, that's 9 minutes. So this table basically is telling you that first you have this amount and how much you have the entire day when it's the end of the day. So let me see. Okay. Yeah. Now the Bennett roadmap. Let me give you an explanation of this. I'll just talk about the first line. This block 1, you're mining at 0.5 per day. You have 85,000 Bennett points. In that day you'll be having, I think you're having close 425 added to the original amount, and afterwards in a month you'll be having 12,750 altogether in that month. So okay, now with an acceleration factor of 1.2, for instance, the emission per day you'll be having 510 will be added to 85,000, and in a month it'll be 15,300. So basically, if you have affiliated wallets, you had some advantage where you're expressing good luck. And the development of our project is carried out strictly by roadmaps. To this, the following tasks has been completed. Number 1, blockchain launch 19th of December 2021. Number 2, we've started to responsibly implement the memorandum described in the tokenomics section of our white paper. Number 3, our own wallet for Android devices have already been developed and published on Android. https://play.google.com/store/apps details. I don't know why I had to read that, but you can actually get it on this link if you can see the link. Let me just make it bigger for you. This link, number 3. And also number 4 says, on July 7, 2022, the exchange trading of Bennett cryptocurrency began on the exchange XT.com. So XT.com is a platform where you can trade different coins, all cryptocurrencies actually. If I'm not exaggerating, but I've seen many coins over there. You can check what other cryptocurrency, what's common, like Binance, what it does it. Although it might be a different interface, but it's almost the same color. You should understand that it's something you can easily adapt to. It has an application, that's a website version of it. So, yes, you can also change the candlestick patterns. You can mine. I don't think you can mine though. Probably you can mine. I haven't tried that yet. But you can check the value with dollars and other currencies also. You can also check the information about them on the site of the application. Number 5. In the very near future, wallets will appear in the Apple Store. Number 6. On August 15, 2022, a grand event took place, and the company Soldo Constant Limited has completed a purchase and merger with the company BNP Limited. And the company BNP Limited is a pioneer in the field of software development, data processing, as well as other activities in the field of information technology. So basically, the cyber security aspect of the company. It's very small. Make it small. Okay. Now the Bennett philosophy. We've already approached the Bennett philosophy states Bennett is not only a cryptocurrency, it is also a philosophy, and not everyone likes it. A real cryptocurrency cannot have a great value, so Bennett is worth nothing. And the main advantage of our project is its absolute openness and transparency for users, which is confirmed by the history of its transactions. Each wallet owner is an issuer, perspective, and the more people use it, the more reliable and durable the product is. Currently, we're making every effort to make our projects interesting in various countries of the world. We hope that our concept of seemingly which will later be used to upload events to Benin that should be of interest to you. And in order to become an ambassador of Benin projects in the country, you need to fill out the form on the website https slash colon slash slash Benin. I'm using again. Go straight to benin.cc. It opens the website. Then you can check on columns by the top right or top left. Depends on the device you're using. You can change the interface, can change. We just find where the menu is and you can see the ambassadors. And over there, can I just read it for you? It's like https colon slash slash Bennett. It's a right slash, not a left slash. Bennett.cc slash ambassadors. You can register to become an ambassador of your country over there. And PS, perhaps the most important plus of our Bennett Arch platform is that there is no censorship here. There is always the truth here. You will not be able to delete or retouch you will not be able to delete or retouch a photo or event. You will not be able to change the document that you upload, and that's fine. It will allow you to remain real, natural, and sincere. Sincerity has magnetism, and it's always felt by people. Sincere interest is always rewarded. A smile will always be answered. Sincerity allows you to feel like a full person, allows you to show natural individuality and meet people close in spirit. Together we are always stronger. Join us and make a positive great comedy. So what it's basically saying, your information cannot be edited. The moment you put it, it's there permanently because if you can edit it or someone else can edit it, that information is not legit information, even if it's actually legit information. Because the fact that it can be edited, it means it's not true. It means anyone can change it to how they want. So the moment you put it there, the information is kept there. That is a means for society to move the society forward. Now the words of the CEO, Boris Batalov, the founder and CEO of Benedict. I think currently now it's on the hammer. I think it's the one answering the questions today. So you can ask your questions. Well, there are already questions. We're almost out of time, but there are already questions already. So you can just check the link in the hammer. I sent it to the. I think it's the last link, not the one at the top. The name of the group is Universal Crypto World. I think. Can I read the words of Boris Batalov, the CEO? Yeah, and also the founder. It seems to me that we have come up with something that is not yet close to the market. We have come up with, let's call it, for example, the World Chronicle of Events. This is a chronicle written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the world. So basically, everyone coming together. Okay, now, the lead manager's name is Igor Bishanov and Bishanov, and the founder of the Soldo Constant Limited is Dmitry Sokolov. Soldo Constant Limited was said here that a grand event took place. The company Soldo Constant Limited has completed the purchase of merger with the company Beyond Pay. Okay, now, that's part of this presentation. Okay, it says nothing can stop us anymore because the brand is not important, words are not important, companies are not important. Only one thing is important, unification, and everyone coming together in union. And the more of us, the stronger we are, and we are together, and the blessing of consultants with us. Thank you. So thank you for staying with us to the end of the presentation. So now I'm waiting some minutes to read any questions or contributions from the users. So now, with the absence of any questions of what's remaining one yet, because I haven't seen. Okay, just greetings from all viewers. So I don't think it seems we'll be doing the presentation and everyone understands. So if advisable, please invite your friends in so everyone can know about it. Introduce them to it, and you can also make your bot. So when you send the link to people, you can also gain points to yourself and for the person also. It's a bot. It's a benediction to everyone who uses it basically. And see you next time on this John for our next presentation. Thank you. Good night. Have a nice weekend. Nice day.